All right, final part of our year in review. I want to talk to these guys about whether this was a good year or a bad year for the U.S., for the world, for the Young Turks, for us personally. America had a very up and down year, I think, between the NSA and drones and everything with Obamacare and all that stuff. Does this a net gain or a net loss for America? Was this a good year for America? Now I sound like a cable news person that we would make fun of with these stupid polls.
No,
but what do you think, the heart of it?
I'm going to say that there was a lot of disparaging things, or dispiriting? I don't know.
That's dispiriting or discouraging.
Discouraging things that happened this year, but there's also good things. I mean, I think Edward Snowden is a positive. I think Chelsea Manning is a positive thing, that there's still this, I mean, those are true Americans as far as I'm concerned. And then the Young Turks raised over $400,000, which just goes for their new studio, which just goes to show you that there's people out there who care.
Yeah, well, we're going to get to the Young Turks in a second, but the bigger than the Young Turks, America.
America. Was it a good year or a bad year for America? I think it was a bad year. The reason why I think it was a bad year is that we are continuing on the same path that we were on last year and the year before, and every year since 1980, basically, which is that there is greater and greater wealth inequality. The income gap is getting worse and worse, and the gap between those who have everything and those who have so precious few is just getting worse. And nothing has happened in 2013, in my mind, to derail that process in any way.
Yeah.
I mean, this whole Citizens United thing has been juiced up, you know, more and more, and our Supreme Court seems just as corporate, just as pro-corporate as any other part of our government now. And I think America is losing its way. And I've said this many times before, like, America to me is more than just the physical place. It's an idea. It's an idea that we have equal opportunity. We have these certain inalienable rights, and those rights are disappearing. I mean, you know, the Fourth Amendment is pretty much gone, and I don't. It saddens me. I wish we could, you know, put on the brakes and reverse our trajectory, because I think if we continue this path, it's going to be just worse.
Yeah, well, I think you're particularly hitting on about, you know, we're a nation of immigrants, and everyone wanted to come here. And I wonder if I was an immigrant now, or an immigrant family from anywhere, from Latin America now, would you feel that this is the place where you can make it anymore?
So they've already done studies that's proven that we now have less economic mobility in the United States than in other Western democracies. So it's going exactly what Steve said. It's going the opposite way. And why does income inequality matter, Jimmy? Because if I've also studied this, and they find out that the societies that are the most unequal inside their societies suffer from the most societal ills. They suffer from more crime, more out of wedlock births, every bad thing that comes with it. It's not about the wealth of the society, but the inequality inside of it. And that goes for the United States and every other country too.
Yeah, so what about for the world? Good year, bad year? I mean, the main thing, I guess, is Syria has been just locked in a civil war that literally hundreds of thousands of people have been killed. We didn't do anything, and it's still going on. And then there's stuff going down in Africa right now. I mean, for the world, did the cause of freedom and equality and all that kind of stuff move in a good direction overall, you think?
Oh, wow.
For humanity, I'm giving you a big one.
For humanity, I'm going to give you a kind of a cop-out answer, I suppose. I think I'm going to say good for the world, in the sense that I do believe that the arc of history bends towards justice. I think Martin Luther King is correct. If you take any particular segment of it, it may be a bad period. So 2013 alone, is it a good period or a bad period for the world? I don't know, but I'm going to say good, just because I think things are overall trending in the right direction in terms of more equality and justice for more people. It's a generic answer. I can be totally wrong.
He's trying to be positive for New Year's. I appreciate that. What do you got?
Well, hopefully we've hit a tipping point. You know, hopefully, Occupy Wall Street happened. They crushed them. But there's people, now there's the Pope, right? And so that's a big deal, I think. The Pope, I can't believe that I'm really happy that we have a Pope, right? Because I'm so anti-everything about the Pope. But at least he has a message of economic equality, and that capitalism, that there's brutalities involved in a capitalistic society that we need to guard against, that we're not doing anymore. So I think that's a good thing for the world in general. I think the Pope, of all the leaders, you know, the Pope is going to be the guy who will make the biggest difference going forward in the next decade, I think, in the world. And now, you know, the Pope starts talking about that stuff. The next thing you know, Barack Obama starts talking about income inequality. All
like
of a sudden,
2 days later.
Yeah, like all of a sudden he's talking about it. Yeah, you know, I guess he's right. So I think that's what has to happen. You have to change, and we have to call out these phony Christians.
Right, Rush Limbaugh. He's anti-Catholic suddenly. The Pope's not a Catholic.
Pope's not. Rush Limbaugh knows more about Christianity than the Pope, apparently.
Of course.
So yeah, so we need to call out these phony Christians who have turned Jesus into a mascot of America, who hates the poor, hates the gays, and protects rich people. That's their Jesus. And of course, the Pope is telling you that's not, and that's not the way we should go. And there are brutalities to capitalism that we have to look at.
Yeah.
I think, and we haven't looked at them because the theory behind capitalism that the right proposes, or the Ayn Rand people, they say, well, you have the opportunity. We want everyone to have the opportunity. If I was born poor, I would work really hard, get an education, and I would move upward. And if I didn't work hard, I didn't deserve to be. Well, they don't ever look at the facts, though. What is the outcome of your society? Well, the fact that most people don't reach the upper levels
people don't move up
well,
anymore.
that's their problem.
Yeah.
So they don't care about really what happens in practicality. They only care about theories, which is what Ayn Rand people are all about. Theories, this purist idea of how the world should be, but it's not how it is.
Yeah, but those books were so thick.
They're
they
so
just look like
thick.
they know what they're saying.
Yeah.
All right, so away from the world for the Young Turks. Good year, bad year. I mean, from where I'm sitting, this was a pretty great year, and you hit on it. We raised a lot of money that was crowd-funded by the people who watch what we do and care about what we do. So I think this, would you say this was a changing year for the Young Turks?
Yeah, 2013 was a very, very good year for the Young Turks, primarily in the sense that we've kind of became a bigger company in the sense that, you know, like you guys are much more integral parts of the Young Turks. Before 2013, Jimmy would come on every now and then, but not in a systematic way.
Yeah.
And we've kind of gotten our independence from current TV, where we were very much wrapped up in the TV show. And there's a lot of misconceptions out there. You know, Al Gore never funded this company or had any big role here. Cenk simply had a show on current TV. Right. But that show took up a lot of our time and our resources. We didn't get paid for Cenk being on the show. Cenk got paid. So getting that off our plate and being able to focus on growing our company as an independent enterprise, you know, bringing on more talent, creating more shows, and, you know, having a bigger following, having a louder voice has all been very good. But I will say that 2014 looks to be a transformational year for the Young Turks. So I'm really looking forward to that.
Well, listen, I've only been here it's been 9 months. It seems like I've been here for a lot longer than that, but it's been pretty great. And my final question to you guys, because people like when you get personal, for Steve O, good year, bad year, give me a highlight. Now I'm putting you on the spot.
Yeah, 2013 was a great year for me. Look, I don't believe in a God, but I do thank my blessings. You know, first of all, I have a great family. I have amazing friends. I have a job that I love, and I get to work with great people every single day. I still am healthy and can play sports. Not quite at the level that I would like to play, but close enough. I'm happy with it. Yeah, my kids are growing up, and there's been a lot of positive changes in their lives, and it's been a very, very good year. But to be honest, I think every year has been a great year. So.
Wow, I'm giving you two. This is tough. This is like when the comedian kills, and then you got to go on right after.
No kidding.
And bring it, Jimmy Dore.
Well, I have to say my life has been even better than Steve's.
I also lived with his family, and
his kids really admire me, and we have a good time together. I don't know if this sounds sincere, but it's true. That I would say 2013 probably my best year of my life. I just happier. Working with the Young Turks has been a great experience. It's really, it's exciting, it's interesting. I found something I like to do as much as stand-up, which I never thought I would, and I love doing this. And I sold a book this year, and made a lot of great new friends. I feel like I went off to Propecia.
That's been your big.
And I got to tell you, it has. because it kills your libido, right? So when you go on Propecia, it kills your libido. But when you go off, mine came back tenfold. And I tell people, I'm back to fucking my wife. I'm crazy about it. I buy her lingerie and stuff now, and we look forward to it. And I'm just like, it's like we just started dating again.
So good year for Jimmy, bad year for Jimmy's wife.
I would just like to say specifically to Phil Robertson that I asked a straight guy about his good year, bad year, and he made it about his penis, not the gay guy. Finally, I'll say this was a great year. I'm happy, I'm healthy, I'm doing work that I love with people that I love, and I think we're doing something good here. And that's it. We will see you next year. 2014 is going to be a big one, people. Stick with us. We got plenty more.